Okay, we are live. Wonderful. And good morning or good evening, whatever it is, where you are in the world. We have people here from all parts of the world now, which is wonderful. So we need to shame people using AI. Yeah, I know that goes for everyone now, but uh, let's say we shame those when they don't really have to. Okay, so I saw a message here. Someone uh, wrote, it was a comment, and this person wrote that his workplace now requires him or her to use AI. And I understand, you don't want to lose your job and all of that. But my angle here for this little chat is you know shame. And you've heard about meat shame? Yeah, you've heard about airline, no, not airline, flight, traveling shame. So they try to shame people for going on an airplane to have a vacation and stuff like that because of the environment. Yeah. So meat is apparently bad for the environment. Um, and booking a flight, that's, you're a bad person if you do that. But AI is fine. It's the future. Oh, you will be left behind if you don't use AI for everything. Oh, AI is the future. AI is so great. But you know what? The power consumption these companies require is it's mind-boggling. It's if that's the expression, it's just insane how much electric power they require and water. So there are many examples now where now I'll try not to curse as much this time. These fine individuals, the tech bros, they kind of they have their hand up the rear end of the politicians, and they are controlling them like hand puppets. Yeah. Oh, that's a nice image. And they apparently they get they are allowed to build these massive data centers, server centers. And I always forget, there's one that they are building across the fjord here in Norway, and the power consumption is like, not only could it be measured in percentage of the total power consumption of Norway, my country Norway, but it it wasn't 1%, it was more. That one data center, that's insane. And there was one example now in one of the drought ridden states in the USA, where people were not allowed to water their gardens, uh, and they had real problems. Maybe they still do. I can't remember the state now, but you get the point. And yeah, they built a data center there, and they require huge amounts of water to cool the servers or whatever they're doing. So it's like AI is horrible for the environment, and we're only seeing the beginning. Now there is now this live stream here, it's I was not really prepared for this, but I saw a video and I can't remember the creator's name. But she said, a Swedish woman speaking in English, and she had many examples of this with the numbers and everything, and it's just detrimental to the environment. Not only are they draining the rivers of water, but they are also, because they require so much electric power, the price, the price goes up. They have probably their deals with the power companies, but normal people don't have that. So you're going to pay more to keep your house warm or cold. And this is not right. This is not. You can imagine what's going to happen. They're going to just tear down the forests, erect these wind turbines everywhere, solar panels. It's going to look like shit. It's going to be detrimental to the wildlife. They're going to create monocultures where there once was multicultures. I'm talking not about human beings, talking about the biotopes out there, animals, plants, stuff like that. Yeah. And it's like, if you care about the environment, if you're a politician and you care about the environment, if you can't also support AI. You just can't, because come on. Okay, so let's just look at this from the outside a little bit. So now, when it comes to diet, we know quite a bit about that now. And for most people, the most healthy diet is a diet that consists of, in English, you would call it organic. It should all be organic. So organic meat, fish, and vegetables. For most people, that would be the optimal diet. Okay? But they don't want you to eat meat. And in Europe, and I guess in the USA as well, I don't know, but they issued new diet advice, how you should eat, and they practically remove meat from that. And a lot of people who are actual experts on diet, they have spoken out against this, and they're saying that this is not an optimal diet. This is a diet adjusted for what is environmentally friendly. Those are two different things. Could these people, these politicians, at least be honest about this? They're not suggesting the optimal diet for a human being. They are suggesting the optimal diet for the environment. That's, at least they could say that. Now, we could look at the facts here when it comes to free range cattle. Free range cattle is not bad for the environment. And I think that people need to wake up to the facts. But they are saying that, and they are saying if they were honest, they would say that, okay, we are willing to recommend a poor diet for you peasants, for the environment. But when it comes to the AI, the same logic, or this, it's not logic, the same way of thinking is not applied. Because when it comes to AI, these politicians, they don't give a fuck about the environment. And they couldn't be more eager to get AI into everything. It's like they can't get it into everything fast enough. So thank you. Was it Cat? Um, yeah, I will continue to talk about AI, and this one here, the environment. I do care about the environment, and I believe that human beings have an impact on the environment. And I think it's foolish, as I've said many times, to believe that human activity has no impact on the environment on this planet. I think that's foolish. I think it's also foolish to believe that the environment is that we are surrounded by is largely and mainly affected by human activity. It requires a little bit of thinking and logic to grasp what I just said there. And it's a topic with that people connect a lot of emotions to this topic, so it makes it difficult for some people to apply logic. But I have nothing but contempt for those people. I have a complete lack of respect for those people who say that they care about the environment and then they use ChatGPT just for fun. If that's you, you do not have my respect. And if you use ChatGPT and crap like that, and then you go on to shame people for eating meat, you're actually a very stupid and horrible person. It is that simple. You're a hypocrite. So it's like I'm not against AI completely. I do believe that it has its there are areas that where it absolutely should be used, and I've used medical research as one of those examples that I do believe that they should use it if it helps them, but it's not a toy, and it's mainly used as a toy now. It's not a toy. So so, so it's like the double standards is like it's mind-boggling when you think about it. And you see people using ChatGPT to present facts about how bad it is, but sorry, how bad it is to eat meat, for instance, or to drive a car. How bad that is for the environment, and they use these AI models to find the facts about that. Facts in quote unquote facts. I can't think of any better example of how to be a complete hypocrite than that. So it's like I think people have a really hard time to apply logic these days. Uh, and it's a little bit disheartening to watch. It's going to get worse too because of the same reason. AI and research has shown that already has shown that those who use these language models like ChatGPT on a regular basis, their brain stops working as it used to. It becomes different. Now, there is something called brain plasticity. What that means is that your brain will change rather quickly, which is a good thing because you can train yourself into more positive thinking and stuff like that. But it also means that if you use ChatGPT on a regular basis and that is replacing gathering information like you used to, that will have a detrimental effect on your ability to reason and to think. People will be less critical. The whole concept of critical thinking will just not exist anymore with most people. Now, we have a comment here. Under no circumstances should AI be leveraged for medical research. Have you gone mad? Now, I completely disagree. You see, you combine it with quantum computers, and that is probably how they're going to find a cure to most cancer, most kinds of cancer, for instance. I think you should look more into it, instead of just throwing that out there. Do I think that medical research done by AI will automatically help human beings? No, I don't think so. I think that the first thing you will see is that these big companies will present a vaccine. They will call it a vaccine because there is much more money in selling a medicine to the entire population than to only those people who are either sick or after you do a genetic profile, right? And then you can find if this individual is susceptible to certain kinds of cancer or other diseases. And then you go in there, like if you have 70% chance of getting a certain illness, you probably would want to treat that person in advance. So this is important to understand, and this is how it should be done. But I do think that at least to start with, they will try to sell this as a vaccine for everyone because that's where the money is. So again, it's about putting your emotions and feelings somewhere else and try to look at things in a completely logical way. That's what you need to do. So let's see here. Paddy says AI can be used to heal people, but it can also be used for harm. Exactly. And I think absolutely it will be used for harm. Someone mentioned the arms industry here, I think. And I read somewhere that the biggest industries on the planet are stuff like, I don't know if those facts are true, but I like human trafficking, drugs, like illegal drugs, and war, things like that. So it's yeah, of course, AI will be used in the arms industry, and that's dangerous. Yeah, Mountains of Elysium says, Bjorn, I do believe AI could help with medical research. However, those charge will never offer a cure, only something they can keep charging money for. Yeah, that's the danger, there is this saying that the medical industry, the big pharma, they don't want you to be cured. They want you to be dependent on uh, their medicine. Let's just call it what it is. It's going to be vaccines. That's what they yearly vaccines against cancer. But in the future, I am positive. I need to be positive. So I think that once the technology is there, it is available. I think that someone in the future will take that technology and use it to actually cure people. And you might disagree, but I choose to be positive about this. Now, the medical industry is not the problem when it comes to AI. The big problem when it comes to AI is how people are using it. People who don't need to use it, they use it. And there's a reason for why it's for free. I mean, it's why is it for free? Why are well, I don't know actually if it's for free anymore. I don't know because I've never used these like ChatGPT. I've never used it. Is it for free? Has anyone used it? Is it for free? Yeah, but anyway, it's the big problem is that it becomes a habit, and people are using that instead of thinking. And I think it's difficult to go back to thinking. Someone says there are paid tiers and subscriptions for more intensive workloads. Okay. Paddy says it's free now. Sami says it's free because it's paid by taxpayers. Yeah. And Space Monkey says, don't teach the machine. Yes, don't teach the machine. So yesterday I got rid of yeah, by the way, I have some information about the light phone. Yesterday I got rid of Instagram on my smartphone. And as I said, I have a smartphone now because that was the only option. And people really wanted me to have a phone, like my publisher and so on. And they closed the 2G network that my dumb phone was using, and I couldn't get any other dumb phone. No dumb phone here in Norway that works on the 4G or 5G. So I had to get a smartphone for now. But I ordered the light phone from the USA. Someone thought I said the Trump phone. It's not the Trump phone. I don't know where that comes from. But also, I could see now that now I am on Instagram, but I will access Instagram from my laptop computer. But I got to the point where I was looking at Instagram, and it's filled up with AI now, and AI is quite good. It's no longer like with people have 6 fingers and stuff like that. So it's getting quite good now. But it's just horrible what you're seeing there now. It's so negative. And I can only imagine what it does. And this is not only the AI, it's social media in general, what it does to young people. Um, and there was a guy there who was some bodybuilder who was just promoting the drugs that he's taking. It's all, everything's fine, everything's anything goes now on these social media platforms. It's just disgusting. And I thought, that's it. That's it. Um, and the only reason why I had Instagram was that I tried to use it to promote my YouTube channels, but it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way anymore. There is no transferable number of views from Instagram to YouTube, because people are locked into the platform that they are on now. I think people are now in complete addiction. They're captured completely now. So I think yesterday or the day before I mentioned the light phone, which is a dumb phone in a way that it's just designed in such a way that it's not, you can't have these surveillance apps like social media apps. It's basically surveillance. It's not a smartphone. There is a link to all of my gear and stuff in the video description, and I put it there, a link to that. And someone said that it is connected to the internet, and I said no, it's not. And I had to check again, and it's not. It's not connected to the internet but I'll read what they are writing here so that we get it right. Okay. It says here on their website, this is the Light Phone 3. It's important to remember all of the features it will never have. The Light Phone 3 will never have social media, internet browsing, email, news, or ads. There are simply no infinite feeds. So I just wanted to say that to get it right. And I think it's not light, Lite. It's light, like the light from above. Thanks for the donation. That's very kind of you. That's very kind of you. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm just checking the chat now. Sharp canines. How will you see dogs? Yeah, I that's what I used. I can still use Instagram on my laptop computer, but yeah, that's what I usually was looking at on Instagram, dogs. But yesterday I posted a little video of myself, since it was my birthday, and my birthday party consisted of a heavy workout, 240 kilos in the squat, with only knee sleeves and no knee wraps and stuff like that. which is quite good for a 53-year-old man. Um, but since I posted that, then of course Instagram thinks that, oh, this guy must be interested in these fucking bodybuilders on steroids, as if it's like that's the complete opposite of what I'm doing. Yeah, so I got a lot of those people, and I think it's disgusting because I think they're disgusting people. They should be ashamed. Oh, they should be ashamed for breathing. Um, uh, okay. Space Monkey says, "Love your video, female Viking." Yeah, was that a female Viking warrior or buried in that grave? It's it's. I am tempted to say yes. I really want that to be true, but it's like the truth is that we don't know for certain. Uh, that's on my main channel, by the way. Francis says pork is unhealthy and not halal. Why the hell would I care if it's halal or not? And it's not unhealthy. Has worms, parasites? No. I live in Norway. It's like, come on. It's this makes no sense. Yeah, I know these people, they call natural weightlifting natties, like it's a slur. Yeah. Yeah, it's but this is like these people on steroids. It's like I don't care. They can say whatever they want because we all know where they are heading. It's not a good place. I mean, they will not be victorious in life. Sorry, but that's just how it is. It's all fake. And they're giving themselves a lot of health problems. So it's like, yeah, if that's what you want to do, you can call me nutty as much as you want. I don't care. You, you're just those people. I have no respect. It's the same reason why these strongmen. Oh, this guy, he did 500 kilos in the deadlift with, oh, he's so strong. And they compare it to my deadlift. I mean, proper powerlifting, natural powerlifting deadlift. Those are two completely different things. Those people are on steroids and human growth hormone and probably many other things as well that I won't even mention here. But they're not they wouldn't be fit to drive a car if they were tested during competition. Let's just put it that way. Um, and they use these wraps on their hands because they're not strong enough to hold the weight, and the bar is bendy. So what? It's just the reason why I don't compete in strongman is like, first of all, I wouldn't. I actually have at one occasion many years ago, but I wouldn't want to be near those people because I don't respect them. I don't respect them. Um, Matthew says steroid Olympics to see maximum capacity of human output. Yeah, they say that, but the thing is, it wouldn't be human output. It's not human. It's synthetic. And this is what people can't see. And also, of course, lots of people would just die. They would just die if you had no testing, no rules concerning that. People would just start dying. So let's see. Let's see here. Yeah, people are very naive when it comes to these things. Uh, yeah, and it's not even intellectually interesting at the lowest level to talk about it. But yeah, if that's what I want to do, yeah, okay. No, they don't have clean competitions. No, they don't have that because the reality is that it wouldn't be. It's a circus, and I don't compete apart from the steroid crap and all of that. The reason I don't compete in strongman is the same reason as I don't perform at the circus, right? Um, yeah, that was the 93, 4 or 5. I competed in Norway's Strongest Man. I was a junior powerlifter, and that was before the rule that says that you're not allowed to compete as a member of the. If you want to compete in powerlifting in Norway, you cannot compete in competitions where there is no drug testing. So you can't compete in strongman. Then you will be disqualified in powerlifting. You can't. So, but anyway, I won the. So before that rule was introduced, I won the rock carrying competition. Um, But then, of course, that was the first day. And the second day, these people started telling me which drugs I should use. And that's when I just left because it was a disgusting company to be in. Disgusting people. Disgusting people. Um, let's see. Yeah, steroids kill. Yeah, they do. But they don't talk about that. These people, they will not go on social media and talk about all the times that they are impotent. They won't talk about all the times that they are having uncontrollable rage and they beat up their wife or girlfriend. They won't talk about their depressions. They won't talk about how they have to have their um, breasts surgically removed because the body they take something apparently to try to make that not happen, but in many cases their body fights back against all the artificial testosterone, and it starts building female breasts. Actually, it's really disgusting, Now, so just make it. I just want to make it very clear. Like synthetic testosterone has its place in medicine. I think in many cases it's actually good for old men. Um, so it's like, but it must be administered by a doctor. But anyway, um, yeah, they use insulin as well. um, Paddy says nothing wrong would be natural either. I don't want to know what you mean. Yeah, so it's a bad idea to do that, and I get comments sometimes. You don't look like a lifter. Yeah, maybe I don't, but that's because you probably have been looking at social media a little bit too much, and most of the people you see there are on steroids, so they will look different. A natural body won't look like that ever. It's just not how the human body looks. It doesn't look like that. the strongest people on the planet before testosterone and all of these things were introduced, they did not look like that, because human beings do not look like that. This is very simple, and people should start to understand it. So, um, yeah, women taking steroids is, yeah, I see that. Well, I don't see it, but they yeah, it's really horrible. It's just horrible, And I won't get into how that the changes, that physiological changes. Let's just say that I have a friend who ended up in the horizontal position, so to speak, with a woman like that. And he told me some details that I wish he never had told me. Um, yeah. Green eyed lady thinks I have a dad bod. Well, I don't think that's fair to say, honestly. But if that's what you think, then okay. Yeah. So back to the AI. As I've said before, don't use it except if it's really, really, really necessary. And there are two ways. In two ways, it might be necessary. It's in those on those occasions where you can't avoid it. Like if you use Google's search engine, they put an AI answer right on top there. So I don't think that you should uh, use Google. I've been against Google for a long time, um, and I think Brave is quite good. Brave's search engine, and there are some other ones as well. Um, yeah, well, I thank you, but I don't have a dad bod. I think that's just not true. Okay. Okay. But anyway, um, so um, does your Brave has an AI overview? I tested it. It didn't do that here, so I don't know what's going on. But essentially, you can avoid the AI thing there. But also, if you work in a field where AI is actually very beneficial, and I'm talking about, like, I was like finding a cure to cancer, you know, uh, then I think that it has its place there. Um, so the dad bod thing, yeah, dad bods are unhealthy. They are. Um, and I don't believe that women like dad bods like they try to make people believe. Also, I don't think that women like these gym bros that have fallen in love with their own mirror image. You know, um, no, Kat, I don't care if people think I look like this, and I honestly don't care if people like how I look or not. I don't care at all. But it's just, I think the dad bod thing is something that you will get if you don't work out. Um, that's just, so I don't think it's correct. But yeah, you know, um, those listening who are young, let's see how you look when you're in your 50s. Um, yeah. Um, yeah, when it comes to um, I, this is not what I was going to talk about, but I will, since people are bringing it up now. Um, the strongest men on the planet are also fat. That's just how the human physiology works. There are many things that come into play there, but first of all, and I won't get into that, but one needs to remember that in order to build muscle and the muscles that will lift the heavy stuff, you need to be in calorie surplus, right? So if you're going to lift a lot, like weights that are not natural for the human body. So I did 240 kilos in the squat yesterday. And it's like, I don't want to blow my own trumpet here, but in at least in my age class, I think it's is it maybe 10 people in the world that can do it? My weight and age class. It is actually world level. So it's like, okay. Um, and it's like I can't do that if I'm going to care about my waistline at the same time. That's just not how it works. You can't move that weight if you have a slim waistline. It is not possible. Okay. Um, but people, if you put a bodybuilder with his shirt off and you put a powerlifter next to him, and you ask people, random people, who is the strongest one, and they will point at the bodybuilder with a six pack and big biceps, because that's what people think. They think that that's how it is, but no, it's not. That's not how strength looks. The capacity to move heavy weights, you need a certain physiology to do that. No, Jason, those that squat is not with wrapped knees. My PR in a competition with wrapped knees is 320 kilos. Um, so it's like, if you look at the powerlifters world level, well, of course, in the lightweight classes, they are all ripped because they have to be to make weight. But the strongest people on the planet, none of them, none of them has a six-pack stomach. It's like they don't. They don't. So So that's how it works. So the big biceps, that's nice, but it's not going to move weight, right? So another concept, another thing that is quite important is health. Is it healthy to be, you know, to look like I look now and to lift that much? No, no, it's not. I'll be honest about that. It is not healthy. It's very painful to do it. And the risk of injury is always present. So I will be honest about that, you know. So what I'm thinking is my age now, 53, I can only I will keep my weight at this level for there is a competition in October. Um, that's probably after that when I'm going to drop weight. And by weight, I'm talking body fat. And you do that by limiting the carb intake. So it's like it's if you care about your health, you can at this age in your 50s, I think that you shouldn't carry too much body fat around. It's just not good, you know. So Space Monkey, don't get it. What's the payoff? What's a payoff? Um, New countries, the Anchor Punch boxing news. They actually do have six pack. They are just covered by fat tissue. Yes, of course. Yeah, yeah. It's like yes, massive muscles in the waist area. Actually, yeah. Um, Yeah, my opinion is that even if you are naturally very large, like very muscular, I think even if that's you, even if you're like that, I think that when you're in your 50s and up, you should try to be lighter. You should. It's just the amount of weight. I think puts a strain on your heart. That's what it looks like. It kind of looks like that, and I also think that eating more than you need is, first of all, I hate it. I hate having to eat stuff, all of those carbs. I kind of hate it, but I'm keeping my weight up, and I don't like that. But it's going to come off quite easily. But it's you kind of have to set a time limit and see what you can do in that weight class before you reach that time limit. That's that's how you need to do it. um, so, and I think also we're all kind of self-conscious. No, that's not the word. Um, we all like to look our best. I think I think that's the truth, and it's like and I think that's like I would like to get rid of some of the belly fat so I can see the muscles in my waist area again. Of course I would like that, and I'm going to. I'm going to. So why would I not? It's not like I want to go around and show off. It's just for my own well-being, you know. But anyway, so um, let's see. Uh, yeah, I think we should always be moving. We should be physical. We should absolutely always not always like all of the time, but we should be lifting weights. There really isn't anything that can replace it. Um, not body weight exercises, not anything. There is nothing else that can replace it. So we should all be going to the gym, lifting weights. I think it's important for health and well-being. Also, we should add some cardio there. That's what I need to do. I really like walking. Um, Kind of just feels good to walk. Um, yeah. So okay. Um, Derek says eating more than you need is disgusting. I agree. I agree. um, but that's how you build strength. Sorry, but there isn't any other way to do it. Not at least not in a natural way. Um, so yeah. But as I said, it's like I'm in my 50s now, and um, it's not something I want to keep. I don't want to keep. I don't want to stay this heavy. I'm 103 kilos now, um, and I think it's too heavy. So yeah. But anyway, that's all for now. Hope you have a wonderful day, and we will talk soon.